So, what's your name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
And where are you from originally? Where did you grow up, Phoenix?
Rhode Island.
And when did you leave Rhode Island?
I was about 35.
When you were about 35? How old are you now?
51.
51?
Yeah.
Did you come to Florida when you left there, or did you go somewhere else? Where have you been?
Nope, here.
So you've been in Florida all these years?
Yeah.
Wow. And you live on the streets?
Yep.
And why do you live on the streets?
About 10 years ago, I got sick of civilization, decided I didn't want to live inside anymore. I thought about it, and one issue was I figured you're going to have problems no matter what you do in life, and the choice was either bills and landlords or rain and mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, so how tough is it to survive out here? I mean,
It depends on the person. Some people can't handle it for even 3 days. You know, some people can handle it for their whole lives. So, yeah, it really depends.
now just talking to you before I started videotaping, you sound really happy. I mean,
Yeah, mostly.
yeah. Where do you get your meals and stuff at? Is there a place around here where you can eat, or you buy stuff from money?
There's churches I could walk to, but I mean, the food quality is going to vary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, most of the time, you know, unfortunately, I wish there was more than Wendy's and Pizza Hut and Publix on this street.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, most of the time, I'll just get food there.
So you and I already chatted about it, but tell me about your friend here, if you don't mind. Who's this? What's his name?
This is Pippi.
Yeah.
She's 15 months old. She's extremely smart and friendly. She rides around on my shoulder.
I know, that's what I saw. It's what amused me. So it's so cool. She was just sitting right up there, just happy as she can be.
Yeah.
And when I walked up, she didn't respond at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's pretty chill.
How long you had her?
Oh, since she was a baby. Her dad's my cat. Her mom was a feral cat. I didn't know she was there when she was born. When the mom cut her loose, I kept hearing a kitten crying in the woods. So I just assumed it was a random kitten, and I would go out every day and leave kitten chow and cat milk for her, and every time I get close, she would hide or run away. After about 10 days of this, her dad goes in the woods, and 20 minutes later comes back, and she's following him. And I looked at her and I was like, "That's not a random baby. That's your baby. She looks exactly like it, except
Wow.
for the white feet." Yeah.
Yeah. How difficult is it out here on the street to stay away from trouble? Are the cops hassling you, or other people hassling you? Is that?
No, that totally depends where you are and what you do all day. Now, I was in Pinellas Park for about 8 years. I very rarely panhandled or anything like that. I was mostly minding my own business. But no matter where I went, it seemed like somebody always wanted me to move. Cops were always showing up and telling me I was being trespassed from things. And I would have left Pinellas Park much faster if I'd known what St. Pete was like. The people here seem like they're much more reasonable, and if you're not causing a problem, they don't really have a problem with you so much. And most of the cops here, I mean, once they get to know me and they realize I just pretty much hang out with my cat and don't bother anybody, most of the cops around here are actually pretty friendly.
So do you stay in this Target area right here, where the Target store is? This is where you is this where you?
I'm usually here almost every afternoon.
Where do you generally sleep at?
It depends. For like a year, I was sleeping in the woods, and I had stalkers who actually stole her dad for 2 days last year.
You say stalkers?
Stalkers, yeah. The bane of my existence.
Yeah.
I think we're up to maybe 10 months now of them bothering me. And they've gone away a couple of times, but then they inevitably come back.
No, what kind of people bother you? Who are the stalkers? What do you mean by that?
I don't...
Other homeless people?
Nope. Two people who live inside. They're very normal looking. I think the guy's a UPS driver. His name is Jimmy. I don't know his wife's name, but his wife is the problem. She's obsessed. Well, first she was obsessed with this cat's dad. Then when she saw this one, that's really when it got bad, because she got obsessed with her. She wants this cat. And they try to steal this cat.
So they just want your cats, what they want?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Get your own cat.
Oh yeah. Apparently they don't want to, and they're not the only ones. I've had people try to buy her from me.
Wow.
A number of times, and the last time this was happening was about a month ago. I had 6 different people all within the same month asking me to buy the cat, and some of them would ask me once and be like, okay, he's not going to sell the cat. Some of them wouldn't drop it, and I told them, listen, the last time somebody wouldn't drop it, I was at Wawa, and this guy kept saying, what about $200? What about $300? And he got $800, and when I said no to that, he goes, what would you take for the cat? And I said, North America. If you own the rights to North America and you sign it over to me, I guess I can get another cat. So I would hope that would explain to people how little hope there is of me selling the cat. When these people don't want to drop it and they keep asking me to sell the cat, with quite a few of them, I said, listen, my friend who lives 2 miles away has like 30 foster kittens she's trying to adopt. I could call her right now. You could have a new kitten today if you want. Oh, no, that's okay. No, see, they don't want a kitten.
Right.
They want this cat.
It's a special cat, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, do you foresee yourself staying on the streets forever until you die, or do you think you'll go in and...
I don't really want to live inside. I'm a comedy writer, and over the last 2 years, that's been getting more popular, and I also write lyrics and sing, and that's starting to get somewhere too. If those 2 things make me enough money where I could buy a small house, I would just buy some woods instead and fence them off, and probably also create a feral cat haven in the woods where nobody can go in there and bother them, and they just have a place to run around and do what they want to do.
So you're a comedy writer.
Yeah.
Did you do that for a living before you went on the streets, or is that something that just kind of evolved over time for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a writer on and off for most of my life, and about maybe 16 years ago, I realized that out of all the writing I was doing that I was posting on the internet, if it was comedy, it was inevitably much more popular than everything else.
Sure.
So I said, I'm just going to give up on everything else and only write comedy for a while. And actually, until I started writing lyrics about 2 years ago, I very rarely wrote anything that wasn't comedy over the last 15 years.
Do you play any instruments, anything like that?
Only virtual guitar. I'm mostly a singer.
Yeah, are you? Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. You seem like you have a really good voice. So, and you communicate well. You don't have to be on the streets, do you? You like it out here, don't you?
Yeah. I think. I mean, at this point, I'm basically a monk.
You're a monk?
Yeah. I'm a pantheist. If I decide at some point in the future that I want to stop being a monk and give up on that, and I meet a woman who I like, and she lives indoors. The last time I was in a situation where I was going out with somebody who wanted to live inside, the compromise that we reached was that we would get some property at some point somewhere, and at least I could live outside half the time, just in the yard or something. And she actually wanted to live outside, maybe once or twice a week too. But the rest of the time she wanted to live inside, and I figured, okay, I can compromise with somebody in a situation like that. Other than that, I can't really think of any reason why I would want to move back inside.
Yeah. Did you meet her on the streets? Is that where you met her, out here somewhere? Is that where you met that girl?
Yeah, she lived indoors. I live outdoors. Apparently, she met me when this cat's dad was a baby, and I don't remember meeting her the first time. I guess when she first met me, she kind of got a crush on me, decided that she liked me, and kept thinking about me. She was living with this guy who things were not working out with. They got in a fight one day. He was pretty horrible to her. So she took off, and she came and found me, and hung out with me for a while. And she had a drinking problem, and she got drunk, and she kept trying to grab me and kiss me, and I resisted for the first few times she tried this. And then she did kiss me, and then I stopped resisting because she was a great kisser. And I just, I think I totally fell in love with this woman. We spent a few days together. Then she went to go get beer, and apparently on the way back from getting beer, fell down in a bus stop and broke her leg. I didn't know what had happened to her. I assumed she had just taken off. So I didn't see her for 2 months, and I was so depressed. And then one day she showed back up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix, you're really an interesting person. A lot of the people that people like me see on the streets, we assume they have drug and alcohol problems. Has that ever been a big problem for you?
Oh, in the past, yeah.
It has.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not a problem now. I mean,
No.
you seem pretty squared away.
Yeah.
I guess that's tough to fight that long term, though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think probably during my life, I probably smoked more weed than anything else, and that really that was never a problem like heroin or alcohol or something
Right.
like that, where that was just completely self-destructive. The only problem I had with weed is that after like 25 years of smoking it all the time, for 20 of those years I was also rolling my own cigarettes with no filters, and I really wrecked my lungs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still smoking.
Yeah, although I can now only smoke cloves because even though there's a lot of tar in them, you don't feel the smoke in your lungs or your throat as much. Although I had to add filters on them a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Phoenix, anything else interesting you want to tell me about yourself before I cut this off? Anything?
Nothing I can think of right now.
Hey, it was great talking to you. Thank you, man. You're awesome.
No
See ya.
problem.
Bye. That was really